Hey guys, how's it going? So I thought I'd go ahead and talk about this because I kind of wanted to, but the Conor McGregor and Mayweather press conference that they had in Los Angeles was one of the worst press conferences I've ever seen for really anything, like fighting oriented, like press conference wise. Um, it was kind of a fucking shit show. There was, to me, there was really nothing that I got out of that as a fan of like fighting press conferences. There was nothing. The malfunctions that they had with the feed that was shown on UFC's YouTube channel, man, it was just it was the way that they sent Conor up on stage too early, the way that they didn't explain to him how the shit was gonna go down. It was just one of the weirdest fucking things I've watched in quite a while, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that Conor probably should have known beforehand how everything was going to go down and the way that it was supposedly maybe explained to him. I don't know, but they sent him on stage way too early. They made him look like a fucking maniac, to be quite honest with you, which Conor McGregor is somewhat of a maniac, you know. But the way that they went about covering him while he was on stage and nobody told him to come back off stage or anything like that, which I guess at that point you may as well leave him on stage because the damage is already done. But he was walking around chewing his gum like a fucking maniac. That he was standing there during his song. It was just weird. And then they introduced him after he was already on stage. Like, who the fuck was in control of him being able to go on stage or not? And then we're also going to talk about how the format is. The format is just ridiculous. I don't know how you get excited from something like that. I don't know how you get hyped up for a press conference like that one, where it's just guys going up to a pulpit and saying whatever they want to say, and then they get off. I mean, the time that Conor did have on the pulpit was moderately interesting, but it wasn't the normal Conor McGregor press conference. It was, it was him being confused about what he was supposed to be able to say and what he could say and if he could interact with Floyd. And you could tell that there was a certain point in time that he tried to interact with Floyd, and Floyd looked like he could give a fuck less about the whole ordeal. It was so fucking weird. And then we're going to also talk about how Showtime cut off Conor McGregor's mic. And if I'm Conor McGregor, I'm pissed as fuck. I'm upset. And I don't think he was really as upset as I figured he might have been in that situation. And I'm not entirely sure why, because if that were me, I would be fucking fuming pissed about how they turned off my mic, because Floyd had a mic that entire time during Conor's, little speech at the pulpit, and he didn't use it. But Conor had a mic the entire time Floyd was talking, and he wanted to fucking talk to him. And you could tell that the, UFC press conference, Conor was trying to come out, and they just didn't let it happen. And that's so surprising, because Conor McGregor is known for his shit talk. They know who this guy is. It's not like he's a completely brand new thing to boxing. I mean, look at Tyson Fury. Fucking guy does it all the time. He'll crash press conferences. He'll go and talk shit at press conferences, post-fight press conferences. That guy is always fucking on it. Tyson is probably the Conor McGregor of boxing, and now he's off somewhere fucking off. I don't know what he's doing. But it was just so surprising that Showtime did what they did. They shut down the main marketing point for Conor McGregor, the main marketing point for this fight. And it's just so surprising to me. I don't understand it. Why would you cut off a guy's mic when he is the most important part of that press conference? Because he was the most important part of the press conference, and everything that he said about him being the A-side and how others were saying that he was the A-side, he is the A-side at the press conferences. At the fights, not necessarily. He's not 49 and fucking 0 or whatever in boxing. He's 21 and or 22-3 in the UFC, I think. 23, 22, 21, somewhere in there. I mean, the guy in the UFC is the man. He's the man in the octagon, and he's the man on the mic. So they should have at least let him be the man on the mic at that fucking point. Because that's where you're going to make all your money. That's why people are going to fucking tune into it. And they immediately went on the strategy of, okay, we can't make Mayweather look stupid, which is what they did. They cut off McGregor's mic so he couldn't make Floyd look stupid, because what Floyd was saying on the pulpit was fucking cringy. It was just cringy. Hard work, and then you'd hear like 4 or 5 people in the front row say, dedication. And then they had like his whole family on the stage, and when he was talking shit, they were all, yeah, Floyd. Fuck yeah, Floyd. It was just the weirdest thing I've watched in a while, because it didn't make any sense to me. There was nothing fun about that press conference, and I really hope they learned from what they did for the first one. If they're going to just cut off Conor's mic again, shit, man. Then these press conferences are going to be lame as fuck. They're going to build up no hype for this fight, other than the fact that McGregor's fighting Mayweather, and to me, personally, that's not going to be enough to sell this fucking fight. You know, it's not going to be enough to sell it. It's not going to be enough for fucking average everyday people to try to get a $500 fucking seat like how they're doing. $500 to $10,000 a seat. You know, number one, that's bullshit, but we all knew that was going to come anyway. They're going to box out the regular average fan. They have to make sure the richies get seats for that fight, because I guess apparently a bunch of rich people want to watch that fight. But the point is, I don't know how you're going to sell this fight to people if you don't let the fucking guy talk. Because that is your main fucking reason for having him in this fight. The main reason why people wanted to see this fight is not only just to see if maybe he could, stop Floyd, which is a very slim chance. I give him that slim chance, though. I think he really can knock Floyd out. We've seen time and time again, if you're a UFC fan, he's knocked out people that they said, oh, there's no way you're going to stop, and he's done it like 3 or 4 times in succession at one point in time, where he was just knocking people off the face of the planet. I mean, Eddie Alvarez didn't look the same in the Dustin Poirier fight. Didn't look anywhere near the same. His jaw is fucked now. He did come back and he did hurt Poirier, but he fucking finished the fight with illegal shit. Eddie is in trouble of falling out of this division. When you're fighting Dustin Poirier after you just had the title, I mean, you're in a fucking shitty world, bro. I mean, he doesn't look the same to me, but that's what he said he would do to Eddie. He said he would never look the same again, and I really do think that Eddie Alvarez is not the fucking same anymore. So why can't they allow Conor to speak about how he wants to speak about Mayweather, saying, I don't think he's ever going to be the same after this fucking fight. I think that his IRS problems are fucking way worse than everybody says. That's the only reason why he took this fight, which he did end up saying at the end of it. And he was trying to say it when they had his mic cut off, too, because Floyd showed the fucking check, $100 million, and he's like, well, most of that's going to the fucking IRS, bud. Like, you're going to be screwed. You're going to have to fight again, even after me. And you're probably, this is probably Floyd Mayweather's last big payday. It really is. And Conor's, this is not his last big payday. If he keeps fighting in the UFC, they will build up that brand to be just as large, and especially if he beats Floyd by some wild fucking chance, he's gonna be making a lot more money than he already was. I mean, this is technically an investment into his, career in the future. Like, if he beats Floyd, he's gonna become one of the biggest athletes in not only fighting but in the world. I'm just fuck Showtime. That's the only way that I can say it, other than being the salty Splatoon over here. That fuck Showtime. They have no fucking right to be cutting off his fucking mic. They just don't. Don't have a fucking press conference with the guy there if you don't want him to sell the fucking fight for you. Because what Floyd did was he didn't sell the fucking fight for me. He said, I'm going to knock him out. That's all he really said. That's the only thing that he really said that was going to fucking go down. And what Conor was trying to say when the mic was off was, you haven't fucking knocked anybody out in 20 fucking years. And that's funny. That's shit that will sell the fucking fight. That kind of shit. What Floyd said had absolutely no fucking bearing on me whatsoever as a fight fan. All he was doing was that hard work, and then people, the 4 fucking fans that were there in the arena would say dedication. Other than that, he'd get fucking booed anytime Conor lifted a fucking finger. So why would they shut off his mic? Why would they do that? Fucking retards. The people at Showtime are either dumb as fuck and they don't know what they're doing, or they did it completely on purpose, and I'm in the boat of they did it on purpose. Because no other fucking explanation makes any sense. Oh, it was an accident. No, it wasn't, because the fucking mic was on the first time and then y'all cut it off. Who's going to sell this fucking fight other than this guy who is the best shit talker in fight sports right now? Who knows if it'll, stay that way, but, I mean, he's definitely in that category of probably one of the best shit talkers in fighting of all time. And they're just cutting off his fucking mic and not letting him sell the fight. So, Showtime is going to lose out on money. They're going to lose out on viewership. Not as many people are going to watch the second fucking press conference, even if they do the right fucking thing and fix that shit. Where they let him fucking talk and they let Floyd and Conor go at it a little bit. Like, fucking verbally. Instead of just squaring them off for 20 fucking minutes like they basically did. Where they get to bark in each other's ears, but we don't get to fucking hear it. Dumbasses.